Welcome to the Explainer. So today we're digging into a technology that could totally change how someone learns to operate, say, the machinery you see right here, or really any complex equipment without ever having to be there in person. So let's start with that question, because it's a huge challenge for some of the world's most important industries. Think about maritime, energy, logistics. How do you actually get new people up to speed on really complicated, sometimes dangerous, and always expensive equipment without flying them all over the world? For a long, long time, the answer to that question, well, it hasn't been a very good one. Actually, when you take a closer look, you see that our traditional training methods are really struggling to keep up. And all these problems, they just feed into each other. It's super expensive and a logistical nightmare to bring everyone to a physical training center, which, of course, limits how many people you can train at once. And on top of that, the methods themselves, old school manuals or just watching videos, they don't really engage a new generation of workers who've grown up with interactive everything. Then you factor in all the travel, and you're left with a pretty serious carbon footprint. So it's pretty clear we need a new way of doing things. But what would that even look like? What if you could give people hands-on, interactive training that's as easy to get to as a YouTube video, but as immersive as a full-blown simulator? And that brings us to the heart of this explainer, a technology called VividLooker. The really important words here are low bandwidth and browser native. See, this isn't about clunky VR headsets or needing a powerful gaming computer. This is about delivering interactive 3D training right through a web browser on pretty much any device you've got. The whole process is designed to be as simple as possible. A trainee gets a link, they click it, and boom, they are right inside a virtual environment. They can practice real procedures, like a safety check on a ship or a complex valve sequence on a factory floor, over and over again. They get instant feedback until they get it right. No downloads, no installations, zero friction. Okay, so how is this even possible? Well, the secret sauce is using technology that hits this perfect sweet spot right between two older, kind of flawed ways of training. For years, companies have been stuck in this trade-off. On the one hand, you've got video. It's super easy to scale up. You just send a link to thousands of people. But it's totally passive, right? You can't practice anything, you can only watch. Then, on the other hand, you've got virtual reality. It's incredibly interactive, very immersive, but it's expensive, needs all the special hardware, and it's a real headache to scale out to a large workforce. And this is the promise of Web 3D. It's trying to give you the best of both worlds, the massive reach and simplicity of video, but with the hands-on, learn-by-doing feel of VR. All delivered through something we all use every day, a simple web page. And this is where you can really see the breakthrough. Look, video is scalable and accessible, but there's no real interaction. VR is super interactive, but the hardware part makes it tough to scale. This Web 3D approach that VividLooker is using, well, it manages to check all the boxes. You get the scale of video, the interactivity of VR, and you don't need any special hardware at all. Okay, so that's the theory. But the real question is, does this stuff actually work? Especially in these high-stakes industries where a mistake can be, well, catastrophic. Let's look at the data from a real-world test. So a pilot program with the energy giant Aramco put this technology to the test for training on how to operate centrifugal pumps, a really complex and critical job. The feedback from their own learning experts was immediate. They said the interactive 3D format just clicked and made these really difficult ideas feel intuitive. But the numbers, they tell an even bigger story. Compared to the old way of using videos, user engagement jumped by 70%. And even more impressive, trainee confidence, their actual belief that they could do the job right, it shot up by an incredible 275%. That's a massive mental shift from, yeah, I've seen it done, to I actually know how to do this. And here's the most crucial part. That confidence wasn't just a feeling. It actually translated into better performance. The training led to a staggering 53% drop in procedural errors and safety incidents. So we're not just talking about better training here. This is a fundamentally safer and more efficient way to get work done. When you see results like that, it's not just about a better training module. It really hints at a complete transformation in how we think about teaching people new skills on a global scale. And the potential here is just massive. The global market for workforce training is on track to be worth over $360 billion by 2030. That growth is being fueled by huge changes, like an entire generation of skilled workers retiring and the urgent need to upskill people for new technologies like AI and automation. So the roadmap for VividLooker is to build on these early pilots and move toward a scalable software as a service, or SaaS, platform. That would mean any company could basically subscribe and start building their own interactive training. And the long-term vision is even bigger, with plans to use AI to create personalized learning paths for every single user. So really, the big takeaway here, the ultimate goal, is to make high-quality, hands-on technical training available to everyone, to democratize it. It shouldn't matter where you are, what kind of device you have, or how complex the job is. You should have a way to learn it, practice it, and master it. And that leaves us with one last powerful thought. We've always thought of expertise as something that takes years of being physically present, of hands-on apprenticeship. But what if that's all about to change? What if the next generation of master technicians, engineers, and operators learn their craft right here in a browser?